You see, you're lucky you've got me here because I used to go to London every year on my boat.
You take the boat all the way to London?
Yes, I've been 5 times up to now.
What,
Takes me 6 weeks to get there.
what's the route?
Go down here, go down the Trent, onto the Bridgewater, onto the Trent and Mersey, onto the Coventry, onto the Oxford, the North Oxford, get on the Thames, past Windsor Castle.
That should be a pretty,
Oh, it's beautiful,
absolutely pretty down all that.
beautiful.
Where in Manchester, where on these canals are you usually, moored?
Me, anywhere.
And are you allowed to moor anywhere, or is there like a fee for that?
Yeah, well I've got a licence
Okay.
at front of my boat. It's like a car licence, like a tax disc, it's in front of my boat. It's what they call a gold licence. And
Okay.
I pay £1,060 for that. That means I can go on every canal in the country. But it's an expensive licence.
But you get to go all the way down to London and
Oh
back.
yeah.
It's worth it.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, but I can even go on the Thames, they don't charge for going on the Thames. Whereas if you haven't got a gold licence, they charge for going on the Thames.
So London charges for boats like it does for cars as well.
Yes. No, just up there, half a mile up there. Just carry on, you'll see.
Yeah, because
Cans and bottles.
that's
there.
just outside the nightclubs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they just sling them. Just sling them in the canal. Or on streets.
Well, Manchester streets cleaner. 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Oh, well, everywhere's improved, hasn't it? Everywhere's a lot better now than what it was years ago, but still dirty. They've still got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
It's not very nice.
So there is a chance it'll get better. There is a chance
Well, maybe, but it needs an MP or somebody.
that cares about it.
Yes, they'll say, look, like, come on, let's clean this, the country up, not just Manchester, the country. Because choose where you go, there's litter, but Manchester's well known for this. It's a shame, Lidley, because we've got a beautiful. Have you been to Trafford Centre? It's magnificent, isn't it beautiful? And we've got 2 lovely football clubs. We've got a new unique tram system. It's a lovely city, and the people are very, very friendly here, Manchester people.
Yeah. I've
They're
been
well
there.
known for it. North of England, very friendly, lovely people.
Could you see yourself doing this forever, like living on a boat?
Yes. Oh yeah.
What about the length?
It's 50 foot.
50 foot, but
I think that's 57.
yeah, but I'm thinking they have to have like
Like a limit.
an upper limit.
Oh
no?
yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise
Right.
they can't turn in it on tight corners.
You've got what you call turning points. You see under the bridge there on the left.
Yeah.
See that gap? That's a turning point. To go in there and turn. And
3-point turn in it.
Yeah.
Very. Cool. Now it makes sense because we went.
There's one about every mile.
So you can if you have to come back on.
Yes.
on yourself, yeah.
Do you move around a lot when you're in?
I do usually, yes.
Are you planning to move around in the next?
No, because I've got to have this operation for this hernia. I'm under the doctors.
This is the Bridgewater Canal, as you probably know, and it's not as busy as most canals.
Okay.
I mean, you go around the corner and that's Rochdale Canal. That's quite busy because that takes you right through. You can go around to Leeds or go the other ways if you're going on the Trent.
Yeah.
With the Bridgewater, there's no locks on the Bridgewater, so people can just travel up and down. There's about 2 weeks travelling without a lock, which is rare on a canal.
Where do you usually? Are you usually here or do you?
No, we've just popped in. We'll be here for 3 days. We've been here 1 day. We'll be here for another 2 days, and then we'll be heading back to where we're more at weekend, and that's on Leeds and Liverpool Canal.
How did you decide to get a boat?
Well, we used to have a camper van, and we'd covered the whole coast of the UK over a period of about 10 years or so. So I said, now what? And somebody suggested a boat, and I thought, I've always liked a boat, but I've never thought about getting one. Anyway, we got one, and it's fantastic. Yeah, you do need to be retired, of course, because you can't go very far, very quickly. If you're still working and you've got a fortnight's holiday on your boat, you've got 7 days in one direction, then you turn around and you have 7 days to come back. Where me and my wife are both retired now, so we go out for about 5 months of the year. and we travel all over the country. We went down to London a couple of years ago. We got through into Wales quite a lot. This year we've been down into Wolverhampton, up on the Peak Forest and Macclesfield. We've been right up from almost Wolverhampton right up to Ellesmere Port, and then we've just decided we'll call into Manchester on our way back, because we're bang in the centre here. I mean, you drive your boat in a lot of places you've either to get a bus in or a taxi, or it's a very long walk into a major city.
Here it's just
Here it's 2 minutes and you're on Deansgate.
So the way the canals are maintained, do you think it's getting better?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, we've been on almost 10 years now. This is my wife, by the way. She just turned up.
Hi.
We've been on almost 10 years now, and we've noticed the difference. I mean, probably over the last 20 years it's really changed. But in the last 10, we've noticed canals are getting cleaner. And now the CRT has become a charity as opposed to when it was British Waterways. They seem to be putting more money in now. So the towpaths are getting done up a lot better, bridges are getting repaired. They can still do more work on the actual water itself, but we do notice it is cleaner, is the water. Wherever you go in the city, you can't help it. You've got 3 pubs around here, so people are going to throw cans and everything into water, and wind blows lots of things in the water. But we see more and more now of boats belonging to various organisations picking all this up, just sailing around collecting all the rubbish. And you didn't used to see that a lot. The Lorenz brothers are the main ones on the Bridgewater. They're called the Womble boats, and they go around and you see them and they're loaded up with rubbish. So they've picked quite a lot up.
And there's still stuff.
I think people are getting more aware not to throw things in now. Once upon a time, I think they just treated it as a dirty river or a dirty dumping place, and I mean, over the years, the things that we've seen floating past, furniture, fridges, tables, a full-size snooker, a half-size snooker table came floating past us once. You see everything. We once saw a giant one-armed bandit just in the middle of the canal. And you're always finding settees and things like that. And I think people are becoming more aware now. You go in a lot of places now and there's nice restaurants and cafes set up outside of canals. A lot of the pubs that once upon a time would have ignored the canals are now extending the chairs out right on the next to the canal. A lot of the factories and warehouses are being converted into flats and homes for people, and the areas are done up and landscaped. There's some very beautiful areas that you go through now that once upon a time they were just left to fall down, really.
So cities are moving closer to their canals,
Well, they have to do. It's a big concern, it brings people in. I mean, last year there was a festival over there.
On that little stadium.
Yeah. Just over there was a festival on. You've got Canal Street up here where there's always festivals on, and people come. I mean, while we've been here, this morning there was a tourist bunch of, I don't know whether they were Chinese or Japanese, but I bet there were 60 of them that came round and they were photographing, and obviously they'd be going into town buying things or going into,
So part of the
people
tourist.
are coming here, and they wouldn't come if it were left disgusting and horrible. People just wouldn't come.
And also, it's in the middle of the city. You can't really afford to live.
Again, it's bang in the middle of the city. There's quite a few places like this up and down the canal system, where you're right in the centre. We went down London a couple of years ago, and you're more in Paddington Basin itself, and it's free to moor there. And you're more right in the basin itself, and then you could stay for 7 days, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And from there, we walked. It was an easy walk. Buckingham Palace, Downing Street, Oxford Street, Edgware Road, Hyde Park. It was all there, you didn't have to get any buses or anything. I mean,
there's a trip boat there as well, the Emily Pankhurst. Have you
Yeah,
seen
the one that was
that's
just
all just
fun.
done up. Looks like there's a wedding going to Park.
and there's more and more of those. You see them all
Turning up
over the
the one.
place, restaurant boats and trip boats, and you think, well, do the people want to go around here? But yeah, the boats are full up, and they're going out
history, isn't there?
2 or 3 times a day, aren't they?
There's a lot of history as well. the
Oh
vineyards.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there'll be somebody that knows everything about every building around here. I mean, a lot of the buildings are probably new, but there'll be somebody, some historian about that eventually will be on one of, well, he probably is now on one of these trip boats or something like that. That'll know about every warehouse, every pub, what it used to be, and
Could you see yourself living on a boat full time?
I could. See, I like to home comforts.
Not
I
in the
probably
winter.
want a bigger boat. This is 45 foot. For something like that one, or even this one, you could live on. Probably that one as well. You'd have a lot more room. But for the two of us, this is just great. And like I said, we had a camper van for many, many years. And this is a lot bigger than our camper van was.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we go out for months and months at a time on the camper van. I know friends of mine said, what's it like on the boat? It'd be a bit cramped space. I said, no, we've got a full-size bedroom, we've got a full-size bathroom, we have a kitchen, we've got a lounge, with TV and all that sort of thing. When it's cold, we light a wood burner on. So.
I like the garden that you have going.
Well,
Like
Yeah,
I think it's really.
we're just coming to the end now of tomatoes.
Yeah,
are
we've
just
had a lot of
finishing.
tomatoes.
We've got some chilies growing that we haven't identified properly yet. Well, we know what they're called. They're supposed to go red, but they're black, and we've never seen black chilies before. It says they start black and then go red. We've never seen them before, so we're waiting to see what
Vampire
happens.
chilies.
But we make things as well. We do, because now all the fruits are coming out all over the canal system. So we'll be doing jams, chutneys. Early on in the year, we're making elderflower champagne, and now it's elderberry, so we did put use on making elderberry wine or something like that.
Very interesting.
And there's a lot of people do exactly the same. It's not like it's only us doing it. Well, Salford Quay, that's a ship canal and the Irwell as well in this way. It's a little bit cleaner. But
It's a bit cleaner.
the canals, they're a lot cleaner, and there's lots of fishing. Lots and lots of fishing. The Bridgewater is separate from all the canals in the country because it's owned by Peel Holdings.
Okay.
So it's a private canal. We're allowed, because we're members of CRT, Canal and River Trust, we're allowed on the Bridgewater for 7 days. Now you can't help but stay longer because it's such a big, if you want to stop a couple of days in places, it's really hard to do it in 7 days. There's some beautiful places on Bridgewater to stay. Places like Lymm, Sale, and all around there here in Manchester. As you're going further back, up to Bridgewater and things like that. They're gorgeous places to stay. From here, 5 minutes from here, and you're in the middle of nowhere. No sound, and probably 20 minutes from here, you can get away from any light pollution, which is that does spoil a lot of country now. Light pollution, you can't get away from it. But there are 1 or 2 places that we find. You just come out and it's nothing, just blackness.
Because
You've got a clear night, it's like it's raining stars, there's billions of them. Yes, I mean, like I said, the canals are getting better. And like the fish that's in them, that shows how clean they're getting. Now we're getting lots and lots of good sized fish now. Once upon a time they were all scratchy little things about this big. But yeah, and he said, you see loads of people fishing now. And it's really hard to work, especially for a fishing club, and you just come round the corner and you're like, like 100 fishermen all with rods across. So you have to go really, really slow. They all lift their rods up while you go past, and nobody likes you because they've just ground baited the area and you're going through with your boat, no matter how slow you're going. They're usually quite good, You have to have a laugh at my rods and people like that. That started all the sort of the leisure parts of the canals, and they came this far up as well, where everything was worked, especially Manchester was a big working area for boats, horse-pull boats and engine boats as well, and they were moving sand, salt, coal, everything up and down here. And of course that all petered off with the railways coming in early 1900s. And a lot of the canals were really left just to rot. The locks weren't looked after, so they broke down. People decided during the war they tipped all the munitions in the canals and just covered them over. And it was like 20, 30 years after the war, they started digging them up again and finding bombs and guns and bullets.
The Kellogg's factory still uses the canal boats to get their cereal and sugar.
They're slowly coming back.
There's the Tarper Canal that goes.
Yes, well,
factory's
we'll
just
be
there.
going past that, or where you pass the back of Kellogg's and the Trafford Centre.
Yeah,
But there's young people now are buying boats and two boats, one with an engine and one what's called a button, and they can make a living. I don't think it'll ever get back to what it used to be. But it is if you've got a factory on the canal,
Yeah.
then it makes
and your
sense.
suppliers are also on the canal, it's a very cheap way, and it's also an eco-friendly way of getting your stuff to your factory. But yeah, you still see one or two working boats, and all of the old working boats are now being converted into liveaboard boats, and some are being converted into diesel boats that are selling diesel, coal, everything you need for your boat. So, even here you'll get a diesel boat coming down here, and then you sound the big klaxon that they have on the boats, and you tie next to you, fill you up with diesel, sell you some coal, gas, all little bits of stuff that's for your engine or for inside the boat you can buy off them. And there's quite a few boats doing that now, and they're making quite a good living of it, because like I said, there's more and more people using these sort of boats for leisure. And like the hire boat system, it's not cheap to hire a boat now. I mean,
It's about
it could be $1,000 a week for a family boat, for a 6 berth, something like that. So it's not a cheap.
It's about £1,000 for 2 nights.